Welcome, people. Welcome to another edition of Real Talk TV here on AOC Community Media, your source for news and information. A different type of show, different from the radio show, somewhat different type of shows to get instant information. It's a live show. We definitely appreciate AOC Community Media for giving this wonderful platforms to inform the people. So, how do we get started today? Well, we go back to the same thing we've been talking about, the attack on Black folks in our community in the state of Louisiana by this governor, Jeff Landry. Now, granted, this show won't get me any brownie points with no one, but I appreciate those who agree that we have an issue in the state of Louisiana that's been long withstanding. Louisiana is at the bottom of the barrel when it comes to a number of things, statistically, in every conceivable category. We just heard on the Carl Nelson show on WOL, our great sister, Dr. Velma Bowles, talk about the health issues, especially when people were taking the vaccine, the outcome after that. So salute to her because I know she were as a guest on our show many times. First of all, I want to say a shout out to Sister Khadijah and Brother Shahid, uh, especially Brother Shahid here at AOC Community Media, and Brother Jacob, William, and Skip for helping in producing these shows. This is what AOC is about, free speech, because certainly after my show, there's another show that's totally different from what I'm talking about. So we want to acknowledge those shows. Check out Brother Wilder Senegal every Friday at 10 o'clock on AOC Community Media. Check out the Community Defender with Brother Darrell Muhammad, another good brother, every first and third Sunday of the month at 7 o'clock prime time. Check out some other shows that we are part of. Again, thank you, Sister Khadijah. I want to get into this. Several things before I go to my clips. Uh, we have some issues in the state of Louisiana. And one of the things I want to pull up how Jeff Landry, and it's a blueprint. I heard Brother Roland Martin, if you follow Roland Martin, just Google him on YouTube. He talked about in one state, in one red state, somebody passes a law and they run with it. The governor signs it, and it's detrimental to certain communities of colors. Another state follows suit and do the same damn thing. And again, you might hear a little tone in my voice. People should be upset. I saw a post last night about Louisiana from some other activists across the state, and I responded and say the elected officials, the black elected officials in the state legislative body, and the so-called civil rights groups in the state of Louisiana don't have a damn clue how to mitigate anything these people are putting out. So let me play this. Let me show you this. Pull up this slide concerning Louisiana right here. And Secretary of State wants absentee voting ballot restriction despite lack of voter fraud. So this is the playbook. They make these laws and then they go behind these laws in the state legislature and pass other laws to help protect that certain law that they know is totally wrong. And that's the problem. The elected officials supposed to be representing us don't have a clue how to stop none of this stuff. Don't have a stop, no type of way to stop this stuff. So that's in the Louisiana Illuminated, these articles right here. And let's see, I'm going to try to pull some of it up right quick and read from it. Secretary of State wants absentee ballot restriction despite lack of voter fraud, despite the fact that they haven't found any evidence of voter fraud in the state of Louisiana. They still want to run with it. And Louisiana top elected election officials want to restrict how voters can obtain and submit forms to request absentee ballots, along with limits on who may assist voters with ballots themselves. Secretary of State Nancy Landry is behind what she called an election integrity legislative package. What in the hell is that? That's saying, Negro, you're not going to be able to vote for anybody. We're going to, stymie your freedom to be elected. That's what it means to me when you have all these words right there. One of the proposals in Landry's package in Senate Bill 218, remember that, Senate Bill 218, sponsored by Senator Caleb Kleinpeter, Republican, Port Allen, it would make it a criminal offense to give an absentee ballot application form to two or more people who are not immediate family members. It would also make it a crime to place the application forms in a mailbox or deliver them to any other means to a parish register for two or more people who are not immediate relatives. What kind of bullshit this is in this day and age that we could have people in that Caucasian persuasion in the Louisiana legislative body telling black folks you cannot vote, because this is what it is. First of all, it's designed to do a couple of things. It's designed to also scare people. I think we got this caller. We're going to get this caller on the line right quick. Caller, welcome to Real Talk TV.
Hey, how you doing, Brother Jay?
Great, my brother.
Thank you for having me as your guest last week.
Yes, sir.
On the Wednesday broadcast, I got a lot of feedback from a lot of people across the country. Also, I want to say thank you, Jeanette DeQueer. She always come and put a comment at the bottom, and that's important that people follow what you're doing. So, but anyway, I agree with you. Stay on topic. I agree with you. Yesterday, Brother Jay, Roland Martin had a live town hall meeting at Tennessee State University.
Yes, I've been following. We can play some clips on that
been
later.
Following it. Okay. It was stated, I have no facts, okay? I have no facts on it, but it was stated that the black legislators in the state house does not engage with the students or does not pass any meaningful legislation that will address student issues. Now, particularly the money they are seeking to address some of the systemic racism and past discrimination that they have endured in that state and that campus. Now, I'm saying that because what's wrong with our black leadership? Now, of course, many of the black representatives are afraid of Roland Martin because he's going to ask the questions that they don't want to answer.
Well, Brian, it's good to see Roland is actually taking that offensive situation of being on the offense like in football, because we always playing defense after the fact. And, Roland been criticized by some of us activists also to be so much of a water carrier for the Democratic Party. But I understand we got to pick and choose our battles. Right now, our battles is, what you're talking about.
Okay. You know what? Hello, Jay?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Okay. So, Brother Jay, you correct. While they fighting party, we fighting the ideology. Me and you talked about that.
Yes.
Is that what's wrong with the Republicans? They following more of an ideology rather than the Republican Party.
Right.
Okay. They following that ideology of white rights, white power. See what I'm saying? And that must be destroyed, because if you eliminate the white supremacy element of the Republican Party, they'll have to deal with some of the critical issues that impact African Americans. And that's what they don't want to do.
Reverend
So
Brown, Reverend Brown, it's almost like they want to ignore Louisiana has a sizable population of black folks in proportion to any other state. It's like they're ignoring this or ignoring us. So what we
Yeah.
have to come up with is some more creative ways of putting them in check. And sometimes it calls for some hard stuff, boycotts, creative ways, sit-ins, like some of the
Right.
brothers did in
Well,
Tennessee.
look, let me say this here.
Go
So,
ahead.
Brother Jay, the younger generation have kind of like debunked the notion that we got to protest. When if you go back and you look and you do your research, protests have gave us more rights than anything. We stopped protesting. We stopped coming out and holding rallies, like you say, sit-ins, protests, and putting our life on the line. It's just gonna walk over us.
Mhm.
It's like, it's like be silent. They talk about revolution. They don't understand. If we come out with guns, they got bombs.
Yeah.
So it's not like, oh, revolution, oh, fight the power, grab a gun, revolution. This is the kind of thought pattern that they have, the young black people, but they don't understand. Blocking the doors and holding sit-ins and sleeping out at night and just using nonviolent social change with a nonviolent movement, civil disobedience, is just as effective
Mhm.
as using lethal weapons.
Yeah. And
which
here's
you
the problem,
cannot
Reverend
win.
Brian.
You
You know what?
cannot win.
Here's the problem when they say, "Oh, that don't work" and that stuff. Guess what? It hasn't been done. It hasn't been done in a while. It hasn't. When the last time some elected black official who had a statue or civil rights group called set up in the state of Louisiana and say, "Look, y'all got a big old multi-billion-dollar Super Bowl coming to Louisiana. Let's shut that thing down. Let's
Yeah,
get the
that's it.
NFL attention. Let's get the high stake NFL players. Many came from out of Louisiana. Let's get them to shut this thing, put some pressure on them." But we're so busy chasing after that almighty dollar, which is not really serving us in our community in the state of Louisiana. We don't have any creative ways that these politicians, these so-called civil rights groups who have been bought off by the corporation, we don't have any creative ways of mitigating what Jeff Landry did when people worked for the last 10, 15 years to change criminal justice laws, and he took apart in between 1 and 2 weeks.
I'm gonna give you. That's right, Brother Jay.
Yes, sir. I'm still here. Go ahead.
You are correct. Okay, you are correct. Let me tell you, I don't like attacking nobody,
Mhm.
but the fact of the matter is, a lot of our Democratic leaders funds for their campaign come from Republicans.
Mhm.
Well, it sounds crazy,
Yes.
but Republicans will back these Democratic leaders, black and white, and then when they get in there, they control whatever they do, their thoughts. They control their action. They lobby them, bring them to dinner, give them money for their programs in their district. Okay, offer their children and their relative jobs.
Mhm.
I'm just telling it like it is.
Right.
I'm laughing because it's the truth. So what we got to do is ask them a question. Won't y'all take the time and raise y'all own money and run these for office so y'all can be a voice? And you got some blacks, like, for a good example, the congresswoman out of LA, Maxine Waters, very outspoken. She's been quiet lately.
Yeah.
But she's very outspoken. You have a few up there. You got the black sister out of Maryland or somewhere. She's very outspoken. I mean, always challenging Marjorie Taylor Greene. You know Marjorie Taylor Greene. That
or even the sister from St. Louis.
From St. Louis, I'm sorry.
Breonna one came power after the Breonna Taylor incident.
Exactly her. She's very outspoken, and there are few. I just saw Kwame Nkrumah talking about the bridge collapse,
Right.
but he used to be a very courageous, outspoken leader in D.C. I'm not saying He not out there trying to get some little crumbs for his district. I'm talking about on a national, international scale. We are not being voiceful and active enough. Okay, and so we, as our leaders, and thank God for this program, we must step up and say enough is enough. Break away from the chains of oppression that got y'all bound to work for them, and start working on the behalf of Black people and poor people in general. Because the rich gonna get theirs. They're gonna get what they want.
Well, Reverend, and I'm so concerned about the chilling effect. You know, I just discussed this first part of the article in the Louisiana Illuminator, where the Secretary of State they want to redo the absentee voting, the way we do absentee voting. The thing like this, I have a older mother and very up in age. Now the problem with all of these laws, with all the different legalese that they're putting in this new law that they want, probably gonna pass it, gonna scare people like my mother from not even participating to vote, and even people like me who help her to make her choice, being up in age, pushing in almost the century zone. This is the stuff right here that goes on in countries across the ocean, where we have dictators. Now, we don't have nobody pushing back on this thing right here.
Okay, so you got the Legislative Black Caucus, and Brother Jay,
yes,
you got the Legislative Black Caucus in Baton Rouge over there challenging her, but the media have a tendency not to show it. I'm glad you pulled that picture up, because the lady that's sitting, I think, is the one with the blonde hair with the red. Yeah. One of them is Secretary of State. Which one? Which one, Brother Jay? Because I can identify.
I think it's Nancy Landry.
Okay. Whatever the lady sitting there, I don't know which one it is. Because I don't really pay attention to them. But they are trying to make it harder for Black people to vote, not knowing that absentee voting help Republicans. Yeah. It helped Republicans. Help Democrats.
Here's the thing, Rev. It's the way they're going to apply it. Since Jeff Landry going to have almost like a Gestapo-style law enforcement justice department, where, you know, they could spy on the citizen and watch every little thing they do. Trust me, they could target Black folks, poor people, people who don't have any knowledge of the law. They could target them. And like I said, a chilling effect of these laws going to scare people not to vote. People say, I don't want none of that, man. I don't want to get in no trouble. When did exercising your freedom of being free by voting turn into almost a roll of the dice that you might go to jail under these Nazis that run in Louisiana? I'm being blunt and simple and plain. They can't prove to me that what I'm saying is being disrespectful. If you are acting in a racist, Klan-like Nazi way, you are a Nazi and a Klan member if you're doing the things that they did.
Right. Well, this the deal, right, Brother Jay? The Nazi, I want to say, disease.
White supremacy.
The Nazi disease is in these parts. These people get very offended when you connect them to a Nazi type of movement. But let's just put it this way. If anything you are doing that are a distraction or harmful to another race, then you are working under the Nazi leadership, Nazi regime. Whether you do it unconsciously or consciously. So they getting their orders from Trump. They getting their orders from white supremacists in the Republican Party around the state, like Gates, that white man Gates, and Margaret Taylor Greene. Telling them what to do.
There was just an article that came out where Stephen Miller, the former advisor to that white, he don't make no bones about who he is. And white supremacist Stephen Miller said the campaign for Trump will reverse anything that we call racist. In other words, if I say, "Oh man, you treating me, you're racist," they were gonna reverse it. That when I call them a racist, they gonna prove that I am the one who being a racist for calling them racist. No, simple psychological reversal of order. That's what they gonna try to do in the next administration under Donald Trump.
Exactly, Brother Jay. Blaming the victim, you, and they the victimized us. Blaming the victim for making a complaint against them. So right now, like Roland Martin said, they're using laws that we use against them. They're going to file lawsuits under the Voting Rights Act and many of those laws that we passed to protect us. They are using those same laws to come at us and say, we are discriminating.
Right.
So I remember the time when they was talking about scrapping those laws or repealing those laws. Now they see those laws are beneficial. They are using those laws to attack us. And like I said, before I close.
Rev, one more thing before you close. We talked about that the other day, and Brother Key talked about this, where Donald Trump this weekend in one of his speeches, he blasted United States Senator from Louisiana, calling him the worst. The senator who's a doctor. You know, we got a lot of elected officials who are doctors. You know,
his name is Bill
Cassidy. And my thing is this: have them, those Republicans, any bravery left in them in this state to follow this MAGA mindset? Because remember, Trump is just a vehicle to carry the thing. And because those people had to be thinking like that for a long, long time. They just upset, you know, that the population dynamics have changed in the United States. It's the people of color. You see some, and I'm not promoting anything like that, but you see so many interracial couples, and I go to the grocery store, I see so many little interracial children running around here. I don't know, and that stuff burns them up. It burns them up right now. And that's what you see, the overall culture of the United States with people like them, Trump and people like that. That's why they're enacting all these laws, you know?
All right. Let me go ahead on and, reiterate. Now, he took a stand, Bill Cassidy, Senator Bill Cassidy, took a stand.
So should we give him praise for that too? On just that one thing?
Okay, we're going to say thank you for taking that stand, but we're not going to give him any praise until he decides to do like Pence did. Vice President Pence come on TV and say, I will not vote for Donald Trump. That's what he got to do. Because the more voices out there oppose Trump, it's better for us to get rid of Trump. I'm not in love with no Biden. I'm not in love with him. I think some things he do is good, some things he do is not good. But what I'm saying is that he is better than Donald Trump. Donald Trump want to bring this country back to segregation and white power. We cannot allow ourselves to go to white power. Go back to the days of when white people tell us, get on the other side of the sidewalk. Police is grabbing us, throwing us on the ground. They still doing it, but they were doing it with immunity. Now the police beat you up. Now the police beat you up on video, and you're not resisting arrest. They get charged. Louisiana, they don't get charged, but many states are charging cops for criminal activity. Here, no, they don't want to charge you because we got a deep-seated racist type of segregational Jim Crow spirit in the state of Louisiana that must be destroyed. This Brown speaking this morning.
Yes, sir.
It must be destroyed.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Reverend Brown.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All right. You can look up Reverend Raymond Brown up on Facebook, Reverend Raymond Brown, with the National Urban League, and also He had the National Action Now group and so forth. So this article, Reverend Brown speaks of law enforcement, and there's a new documentary coming out in at the end of the month, April 30th, where ProPublica, everybody know ProPublica, they do investigative journalism, unlike some of these other organization media operations in Louisiana. ProPublica did in conjunction with major newspapers, did a research on the outcome of police interaction and police dealings and police outcomes with the Black community. And like the headlines say, Associated Press investigation reviews Black people bear disproportionate impact of the police force. Now, Google that article. Uh, Look for the documentary to come out at the end of the month in April on PBS, and I think ProPublica going to put it out there, and let it fall. It's the same story, the same outcome, the same diagnosis. You go to the doctor all the time, you get the same diagnosis, police interaction. Then Jeff Landry just rolled back every protection that the ordinary citizen has against police abuse by protecting them. And again, I say we might have some good Black officers working in law enforcement right now. Don't take this as an offense, but don't become part of that disease. Don't become part of that cancer cell that's been affecting the Black community for so many, since existence. So when you do have good Black police officers that spoke up, like the former police chief of Baton Rouge, or even the police chief that they try to hire here in Lafayette, they roll against them. These police unions are no more than subsets of some local clan groups. All you got to do is do the research. I would ask any Black law enforcement official who went to one of the private organizations of maybe the Lafayette Police Union or whatever that union might be, go in and come back and tell us the stories that when they have these little meetings and what they talk about. I'm pretty sure the N word has been bandied about so many times, or they just hide it in front of you, Black police officer. I'm just saying, we got to be real with this. We know there's crime. We dealing with crime. We got dealing with gun violence. Jeff Landry and Blake Miguez want to put a gun in everybody's gumbo pot here in Louisiana. But what was happening out there on the streets? The bleed over of that many guns in the state of Louisiana, the cause and effect is more people having guns, whether they legal guns or illegal guns. You're going to have people shooting you on sight because they felt you was a threat by looking at them funny. And then they're going to have protection that you can't do a civil suit because they won't get convicted in the criminal court. So you can't go to civil court. So you just got to probably be a sheep and go be led to the slaughter. And that's what we're going to have in the state of Louisiana. Hate to be the purveyor of bad news, but it's eternal bad news in the state of Louisiana. Look at the numbers. You could have your outdoor concert, your Zydeco concert, your country and western concert, your R&B concert, your Southern soul concert. At the end of the day, when you go home, you got to deal with these real things. Because not just families who are living in poverty being affected. It's young people coming from good families who are being affected. The few who are making it out, I don't blame them if they leave the state of Louisiana. According to statistics I'm reading, a lot of people are leaving the state of Louisiana. And I think I have this one right here that they just had with the session about guns. Not only they're giving everybody the right to have a weapon in some sense or some form, they're also protecting the gun owners, and they're rejecting red flag laws, meaning if somebody's being flagged for they should not be carrying a gun, they're rejecting these new reforms that some people were proposing. So this is the state of Louisiana. It's best to see if Louisiana going to change the numbers that when Jeff Landry took office. I'd like to see him at the end of his term if he, don't be indicted by any federal grand jury for something he might have done. as a supporter of the January 6 people. Let's see if his numbers in the state of Louisiana are going to improve or they're going to get worse. Let's see, So that's what I have to say on that. Also, let's go back to this right here. Guards at Angola ICE facilities accused of illegally pepper spraying detainees. This is what they're doing in these jails. They're gonna make them some like I said, some concentration camps. This is their future. Jeff Landry and his people and his buddies got big investment in private jails and prisons in the state of Louisiana. Just Google it and go find out yourself. So, so much is going on. So much is going on. I want to, before we take another phone call, I want to play this clip. I think I got a clip. I'm going to try to bring it up concerning DEI and what's going on with Tennessee State, which is a blueprint for what's going to happen with Southern and Grambling if we don't take a stand. Let's see. It's right here. Let's see.
Governor Bill Lee has appointed 8 Tennessee State University alums to the Board of Trustees. We discussed that yesterday and even laid out exactly who all of those members are. Here they are again. Now, the folks at Tennessee Holler, they, of course, are a nemesis of the Republicans there in the legislature. They actually shot this video here where the Speaker of the House said, oh, there were some Democrats who were very much supportive of this effort. Listen to this.
What did you think about the TSU bill in there? Did you feel like the optics are as bad as some of those Democrats were saying?
No, because you have the Democrat caucus that we worked with and that some were supporting it.
Who was supporting it? They didn't seem to be supportive of that.
You need to go talk to them.
There were no Dems that voted for that.
Behind the scenes, they were.
Oh, behind the scenes? Oh, you're trying to start stuff, huh? Which ones?
Of course, now attention has to turn to what is next, to have conversations with the governor and his administration about board members, the composition of those members.
Yeah, we just heard from Speaker, and they said that you guys, some Democrat lawmakers, were aware that they were going to bring this amendment forward and were on board. Is that true?
We had an amendment in government operations that vacated 3 board members. That was the amendment we thought was going to be on the bill. Now, I was told when session started that there would be a substitute conforming to the Senate bill. And we're never on board with a total vacating of.
Now, House Representative Antonio Perkins, yesterday, before the House voted, questioned why was Tennessee State the only public university in Tennessee that was hit with 5 audits in 1 year?
And Chairman Reagan, I think I know you, and you know me. I know what kind of person you are. I'm not gonna sit here and call anybody in this room a racist or say that this is a racist issue, but I will talk about it being disparate, because I don't want my mic cut off. But let's talk about the difference in how this university is treated. Let's talk about the fact that we had a finding of $544 million that was actually commissioned by our very own speaker. 250 million of those dollars were given to Tennessee State University the next year, and I wish that we had not given that $250 million to Tennessee State University, because that's when the fight began. As soon as the money was given to Tennessee State University, all of the problems became apparent or were sought after. $2 million put into the budget for an audit for a university. Disparate, never, ever happened in the history of the state of Tennessee. 7 audits. Y'all didn't know that, did you? 7 audits, 5 of them by the state. Those of you from East Tennessee, UT has never dealt with a situation like that. And I'm just talking about the disparate treatment of the one black university in our state. You have to ask yourself this, right? $544 million. Imagine what Tennessee State University looks like with an influx of $544 million. Imagine the people that could be there answering phones, helping students, scholarships, housing. But instead, we choose to hand over $250 million and then tell them how bad of a job they're doing. Well, how can you do a good job if you are short $544 million? Now, I want to speak to these members. I want to speak to these members that I know have an independent mindset. I want to speak to the Sam Whitsons. I want to speak to the Mark Whites, the John Gillespies, the Lowell Russells.
Representative Parkinson, I would ask you not to call out names because that gets you in a position. So Representative Parkinson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I thought I was speaking positively of them. But to those members who know when right is right and wrong is wrong, who will speak to the disparate treatment of our HBCU, our one land grant institution that we know has not been treated properly, then we turn the tables on them and say, you didn't get this corrected in the correct amount of time. Well, let's do 7 audits or 5 audits from the state, and especially one for $2 million that's looking for criminal activity on UT. Let's see how clean their audits come back. And I'm sorry, UT and President, I love you, but I'm just trying to make a point, y'all. This is not right. We have the power to let this action be corrected. Let me tell you about power in my 47 seconds. Power gives you the ability to bless someone or the ability to destroy someone. You only get 2 things with power: the ability to bless someone or the ability to destroy someone. And to you members, I'm going to ask you this. How are you going to use your power today?
Let's go to our panel. The thing, we discussed this yesterday, Matt, and we've been talking about it all week. First of all, folks, we're going to be in broadcasting live from Nashville on Monday. You can go to show the graphic. 11 a.m. Local time, 12 Eastern. We're going to be in the state capitol rotunda broadcasting a news conference. And then that evening, we're going to be on the campus of Tennessee State University hosting a 2-hour town forum, broadcasting from there. Guys, you have the graphic? Can we? All right. So we're going to be there broadcasting.
Yes, we're back here on Real Talk TV. Certainly, that is a troubling aspect of what is going on around the country in the United States with the march with white supremacy. And people in Louisiana should look forward. Future students, future teachers, and people who love to go to these historical Black universities and colleges should understand this is what's coming down the pike in Louisiana. Granted that Jeff Landry and people like Governor Foster had to go and finish their education at these schools. I think we got a caller. We're going to take this call. Caller, welcome to Real Talk TV.
Yes, good morning, Brother Jay, and good morning to you listening audience.
Good
You
morning, brother.
know, this is Walt Wallace with Community Matters.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Uh,
sir.
uh, you know, everything that you're bringing up right now seems like we always have to fight for everything that we want. You know, it's a funny thing that the way they do us. You know, I'm not hearing nobody really speaking up but us about the disparities that we're having here in the state of Louisiana. You know, not just uh, uh, the state, but the United States are having problems with everything when it comes to us. And I'm talking about us as black people, colored people, Negroes, whatever you want to call yourself, people of color, you know. Uh, you listen to C-SPAN and the people that's calling in and what they saying, they trying to take our rights from us again. You know, we always did say history repeats itself, and look like history is trying to repeat itself. You go and you're gonna attack a black university, like you say, you know, you don't hear the Black Caucus talking about nothing, the NAACP talking about the disparities that we getting ready to go through. You know, everybody could have guns, but when it's gonna come to us, you know, we not gonna be able to carry a gun like talking about it. You know, I still like the question, what you gonna do with these ex-felons that y'all say they can't bear arms and stuff like this here? You know, if you're not, if you've been to jail, you got a felony, they take your rights away from you when you get a felony. You know, what about those guys that had a felony for simple marijuana? You know, will they be able to carry a gun? I don't think so, because those are the ones that they're gonna attack when they release this. I think it's in July.
Right.
The bill go through and everybody could have a gun.
Well,
I wonder what's gonna.
let me ask you this, Brother Wallace, and you experiencing being in the community and being, let's say, like you and I alive this long to have some, common sense and wisdom to put up on our audience out here on Real Talk TV.
Right.
Everybody having a gun. Everybody, even the dog, we give him a gun or her a gun. Everybody having a gun, would that make us all safe? And if society evolved from the days of the so-called Western type mindset, which you see on television, which is a lot of untruth, I think. If we evolve into what we call a civilized society, everybody having a gun, will it make us all safe? Or gonna be in this climate, in this age of everybody having suspicion about everybody, will it make us safe? So if I feel that why is Wallace watching me like that? That guy right there. Oh, I think he's a threat. And I pull out a gun. I'm gonna give you that simple scenario, which people say they don't go by scenarios, but it happens time and time again. So having a gun, Brother Wallace, bottom line question, everybody having a gun, will it make us all safe?
No, that's putting us all in danger as far as I'm concerned, Brother Jay. You know,
the priest
that's the way
having a
I
gun,
feel.
the teacher having a gun, pastor, pastor mad at me because I didn't put nothing in the offering yet, but everybody having a gun.
Well, that is ludicrous. Hey man, I don't care what nobody say. You know, you got a lot of these little youngsters got hot heads. You know, they don't have no respect for the elder. Look at the incident that happened where this guy went to the wrong house and the man shot him.
Yes.
You know, because he felt that he was threatened.
Right.
and that's not the first incident. You know, you turn in somebody's driveway. You know, they got a gun on their side. You know, they just start shooting at you.
Yes.
You know, you might even blow your horn at a red light or something like this here to get the person in front attention. You know, come and shoot. He'll shoot you. You know, so all these things is crazy, and I don't know where this governor is coming from with all of this crap. You know, but
And
like we say,
and some would say, well, maybe, like I was talking previous with the previous callers, Reverend Brown, about some creative ways of getting the attention. And money is the bottom line here in this state, even though we last in the nation in income. No minimum, the minimum wage is so dismal. But the thing is, if all companies was to pull out, if people who doing big events like the Super Bowl was to pull out, if corporation, we gonna suffer. True, everybody gonna suffer, but they'll suffer more because they're the one got a vested interest in all that money they're making. The private prison industry, if they were to pull out, long as they're making money off the backs of poor people and people who are oppressed or people who got some bad outcomes, it's okay. And that's the only thing people like Jeff Landry, Donald Trump understand. They bottom line of money and white conservative Republican who are got racist tendencies. The only thing they understand that green, that's the only thing they understand.
I don't know if he's a member of the NRA, you know, but they one that's pushing a lot of that stuff, the NRA, you know, and why? You got gun shows gonna be coming up, you know. I think they got one this month, if I'm not mistaken, you know. So and you're gonna have 3 or 4 more, you know, before the year is out. So that's where it's at, Brother Jay. You know, I appreciate you having real talk, you know, because this is real talk, you know, and you are one of the person that really makes it happen for us, you know, to hear and to understand what's going on. So, you know, Sister Khadijah, Brother Raheem, all of us, you know, we trying to make it better for the people, you understand me, to hear what's going on so they don't be blindsided like we've been being blindsided all the time. So, Brother Jay, look here, I'm gonna get off the line. Maybe somebody else want to call you before you go off. You know, I'll go by quick.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
All right, Brother Jay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You'll catch Brother Wallace Senegal every Friday from 10 to 11 on AOC Community Media. We're live on AOC Community Media. That's Cox 15 and LUS in the Lafayette and the 5 parish surrounding areas in South Louisiana. Also, on tomorrow, check us out on the Open Line Radio Show on radio station KIEE 88.3 FM, the superstation for South Louisiana. Also simulcasting here on AOC. So we have a large footprint with our content. And if you don't like the content, email me at realtalk, REELTALK 51 at gmail.com. That's REELTALK 51 at gmail.com. And tell me your complaints. Tell me what you don't like about it. And hopefully we'll get back to you. I also want to make you a guest. If you want to debate anything I'm talking about, you're welcome to call us up. We just won't let a white supremacist come on this show or somewhat of a white supremacist mindset. And even I'm using these words, I'm very harsh today, Uncle Tom types. We won't have them giving the platform without debating them. Now they're welcome to come on this platform, but we reserve the right to debate them on that issue. You can't just come spew something out. Now, if you have a program you want to do by yourself, we'd be more than happy to help you produce the show. Because like I said, just watch the other show that come on after me, and it's a totally 360 opposite, you know, of reality. You know, some of those people believe in some kind of false narrative that they're the righteous people, whatever coming out of their mouth, and damn everybody else. You know, that's how some of these shows roll. So, and again, we do this in defense of Black people in the Black community. And just saying, it's logical. The statistics don't bear that out. Again, I point out to this article right here. This article, investigation by ProPublica and several news organizations with the Associated Press talked about Black people bear disproportionate impact of police force. So what that says, it says a lot, says a lot. So when you get mad and don't want to talk about it, that's on you. So I got this other clip where the Defiant Lawyers, I wish you go and check him out, the Defiant Lawyer. He has some good input on some things that's going on with DEI. And before we get off the air, I want to play this short clip of what he's talking about. That's the Defiant Lawyer.
Or have Donald Trump, Ben Shapiro, Candace Owens, the GOP, Charlie Kirk, and many others unleashed a racist attack against DEI programs? What's behind that? Stay with me, and I'll explain it. Hello, everybody. I am attorney Augustus Corbett, one half of the Defiant Lawyers. And each and every week, we bring you at least one legal analysis of some trending story having to do with politics, policies, personalities, or pop culture to empower you with the information you need to defy an unjust legal system and to nullify systemic racism. If that interests you, and I certainly hope it does, please like, share, comment, subscribe, and click the bell so you'll get notified whenever we release one of these videos. Again, thank you for tuning in. So today I want to talk about diversity, inclusion, equity, meritocracy, and why the GOP, why Trump and Candace Owens and all the rest of them, why are they fighting this so hard? Now, before I do, just before I came on the air, I noticed that the Ahmaud Arbery family were back in front of the cameras, back in court, because the men who lynched their loved one, Ahmaud Arbery, had filed an appeal in federal court to get their convictions overturned. And I watched for a few minutes as that family, the Ahmaud Arbery family, just expressed deep and great pain from having to go through this again. Now, I am an attorney. I know people have the right to appeal their convictions. I get it. But
yes, we're back. We're back. We have a caller. I hate it. I mean, we don't even have enough time to run this clip, but I want to get Sister Khadijah on. She made grace our presence here on Real Talk. Good morning, Sister Khadijah.
Yes, Hotep, Barigani, Assalamu alaikum. Brother Jay, another fantastic program. All of your callers are right on point. I wanted to say this. Okay, Josh Guillory, former mayor of Lafayette. I mean, we're not hearing nothing about Josh Guillory.
Mm-hmm.
There was some monies that he helped disperse, and the money's there's no accountability for the monies. Representative Councilman Glenn Lazard had requested an audit, but now we're not hearing anything. What, he gonna just go into the sunset and do his corruption there?
Probably so, Sister Khadijah. And tell us a little bit about the court date, because we go off in about 2 minutes. Tell us about the court date for the young lady.
Oh, God dog it. We wanted to find out we wanted to find out about the officer that was involved in that shooting. Monique, she needs to support the North Side.
Yes.
Jeff Landry, he's talking about the killing field come July 4th, since he got everybody that want to handle up, have a weapon. April the 16th at 1:00 p.m. April the 16th. There's going to be the sentencing for our young 11-year-old little girl, and she's supposed to be charged with obstruction of justice, and that's going to be at the 16 JDC in New Iberia. Try to get there a little early, but that's under Judge Roger Hamilton Jr. And everything. And Brother Jay, at the last hearing, I was there, and I know he had went to go call his mother, who has been working for the 16 JDC over 25 something years. You know, that's not a conflict of interest. You know, that's not nepotism at its finest.
Yes.
You know, because remember when they had whipped Judge Hamilton Jr. For something that he had went on and done without getting the permission of Phil Haney, Bo Dewey. You done let it go off, huh, G?
Yes, Khadijah. Well, just check. Well, tomorrow be rolling on the Open Line Radio Show.
What, Jay? I thought this was to 11.
This is an hour show, my sister. You're welcome to come do the 2-hour show on the Open Line.
No, but what I'm saying is that is at 9. You started at 9, huh?
Oh yeah, we come on 9:30 Central Time to 10:30 Central Standard Time.
God darn. And look like when William, now he right on point.